Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life and day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas and day 500 of the hottest week in December. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, welcome to my channel. If you are new, hello, my name is Natasha. I do videos on books, bullet journaling, art journaling, media, whatever I want to do a video about, that's what I do. So today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in December, plus some books on my TBR for January. If you like me, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit that little thumbs up button. You can click the little notification bell if you like to be notified whenever I post a video. And let's just go ahead and get started talking about the books. Okay, so the first book I finished in December was Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. I think I mentioned this maybe in my 2 videos ago. I didn't realize that I hadn't put it in a wrap up yet. It's a book about these chosen ones who have to defeat the Dark One, and they do as like teenagers, and we pick up our story 10 years later. So we learn a little bit about their lives, you know, while they were training, before they found out they were chosen. Also, we get little snippets of their life in the past 10 years, and now they it's 10 years later. Obviously, I think I've said that 300 times already, but they are at the anniversary. There's a monument and all this stuff going on. One of the chosen ones dies, and they gather for his funeral and all of that, and chaos ensues. So maybe the Dark One isn't quite done with him yet. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all you need to know going into this book. It was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I believe it is a first in a series, so I think I will give the other one a shot. If you watched my video like 2 videos back, and when I talk about it, I talk about my, you know, my relationship with Veronica Roth. So yeah, but I'm willing to give this a shot because I really did enjoy it, and I think it can go some really good places. All right, the next book I read, all my stuff's down low today, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I have a video dedicated solely to this book. I, of course, enjoyed it. It is a classic that's easy to read. So even if you're not into classics, you're not a literature major, you didn't, you know, study English as your, you know, your passion, you can still read this and understand it. And it's funny and all of that. And I do talk about in that video how Charles Dickens wasn't able to get some things published after he'd already published some good things. They had done well, but then the publishers weren't kind of into the next things that he was writing. So he took this on the road and was just reading this in public. You know, people would come to an auditorium and listen to him read this, and I kind of kept that in my mind. I just like felt like he was reading it to me in you know, in my head while I was reading the book. It's very good. It's funny. It does have serious moments, and it will give you the feels. This is like, if you could give it like 10 out of 5 stars, I would. It's a reason. There's a reason why it's a classic and why it has never gotten old. All right, so the next 3 books. Yeah. So let's tell you the story about this very quickly. So I read 2 books. I read The Dance of Thieves and The Vow of Thieves, which I loved, then found out they were part of a world that had a trilogy before them. Funny story, did the same thing with Six of Crows. Read Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, then went back and did the Shadow and Bone trilogy, then did the King of Scars duology. All out of order, but it worked out. It was fine. And the same thing with The Dance of Thieves and The Vow of Thieves. It was fine. So once I found out that there was a trilogy, and I read these a couple years ago, the original, or the duology that I read, and I bought the trilogy on like Book Outlet or something. They had like a box set, and it's been sitting on my shelf for years. And so this year I decided to pick them up. So far I have finished The Kiss of Deception, which is good, but it's very YA in the character, because she's 17 and it's written as if she's 17. So there's that. But I do enjoy it. So the premise of this is, and I'm going to talk just a little bit more to let you know like how this trilogy is going. The main character is a first daughter. So she has 4 older brothers, but she's the first daughter. And in their world, the first daughter is the one with all the power. She possibly could have a gift where she can see the future or see things around her or whatever. And so she has an arranged marriage to marry someone she's never met, a prince from another kingdom. And she runs away at the last minute. And when she goes to this little town, and she has like, her maid goes with her. 2 people show up, 2 men, and one is an assassin who's been hired by another kingdom to kill her, and the other is the prince that she was supposed to marry, and he was just curious about her, and love ensues. There's a love triangle, all of that, and then kind of a twist at the end. And yeah, I'm just not going to say any more about that other than good times. But here's the deal. There is a lot of political unrest and stuff and things that are trickling out as this book goes along. Very small snippets. And Mary Pearson's books start right where they left off. So you leave, I wouldn't say on a cliffhanger, but they leave on, a satisfying, oh yay. But there's more to the story. So then we pick up The Heart of Betrayal, which I did read and finished. Of course I read it, I'm talking about it in my wrap up, but I finished it. And this one, the political stakes really pick up. You learn more about the lore of the first daughter, and not only that, but there's a specific one they've been waiting for. And you have all 3 of those characters plus more hanging on. It's the thing when I was explaining the book to my husband with spoilers, I was like, but it's just sometimes hard to read because it is written in places very YA. It gets better as it goes. But, I'm like, she is 17, so I get it. And it's written for YA audience, but I get it. But I'm not a YA person, so I just find some of those relationships and the things that they say and they do just kind of annoying, over-explained, things like that. However, the kingdoms, the political side, the relationships between everyone, like the people, it's so involved. And I was giving him spoilers. I'm not going to give you spoilers, but it is fantastic. And as I was like, when I finish this book, I'm probably going to take a break and read another. No, it left on such a cliffhanger, I would say. Again, you're satisfied, but you know more's happening, that I immediately just picked up the 3rd, The Beauty of Darkness. I'm not far. I'm about 71 pages into this book. And I can see that this was probably going to be the best one. I feel like it's going in a direction where we're really getting into the politics of all these kingdoms, the truth of who she is and what she has to do. These 2 men that kind of are in love with her, that she, their place in the world. It's just great. And so I don't think I'll finish it this month. Today's the 29th. So unless I finish it in the next 3 days, which is possible, let's be honest, it's possible. But if I don't, that's okay. I'm sure I'll finish it by the end of the week, which, would be like the 2nd or 3rd of January, whatever. But I have really enjoyed that series. It's been a fun, time to get into and just all of that. So that's my December wrap up. Let's get into some January books. When I do a TBR, typically what I do is I'll pick 4 or 5 books that I'm wanting to prioritize that month. I possibly will read way more. I possibly may skip one of these books. Who knows? But that's this is pretty much what I've kind of chosen for myself. Now remember that book I did, I either say book or video in the wrong spot all the time. Anyway, remember that video I did called Do I Read My Books of the Month? And I made a priority list of book of the month books that were backlisted that I wanted to read. So I'm gonna link, I'll put that video everywhere so you can find it. But I chose 5 books that I wanted to get to this quarter. And so I went to that list and I was like, which book or books from that list can I prioritize this month in January? And so these are the 2 that I chose. I may do one or the other or both. I don't know. But here they are. The Family by Naomi Krupinski. This is a historical fiction. I think there's a mob family, 2 ladies in this mob family that grow up together, and a situation. It sounds really good. It's not that long, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is a high priority for me to read. I've just really been wanting to read that book. And this one, These Violent Delights, I picked this up to see if I wanted to read it versus The Beauty Kiss of Deception, which is this book, to see if I wanted to read this over that one. And this one looked interesting, but it also seems very dark. And so I wasn't in the mood for the darkness yet. But I feel like having been through those, going through those YA fantasy books, that I might be in the mood to pick up another one. So this one is a high maybe for January. So again, either this one or the other one, or both. This is a Romeo and Juliet. Ooh, look at that. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that takes place in Shanghai between 2 rival gang families. And there we have it. All right. The next book is our January book club book of the month. Information about that is down below. And that is Matt Haig, The Midnight Library. This is a book about a person who attempts to take their own life but fails, and she's kind of in this limbo, and she's in this library where she can pick any book and kind of look and see what her life would have been like if she made other choices. And then she gets to choose, like, does she want to go back or whatever. So not a long book, but I do love Matt Haig with all of my heart. I have loved everything I've read by him, so I'm really looking forward to this. From what I understand, you will get some feels. You will, all of the stuff within this book, it can be somber at times, which is also just Matt Haig. But I'm really looking forward to this. And again, this is the January book club book of the month for us. What I've been trying to do, and I have done kind of, is done a dedicated video for every book that we've done for the book club for that month. If you guys want me to continue to do that, Barry, please don't bark at anything. If you guys want me to continue to do that, just let me know, because I think that's fun, especially if you're not able to come live to the book club, because we do meet live here in the Triangle area. And if you can't do that, then maybe you want to have some discussions in either the Facebook group that we have, or you can also just in the comments below, you guys can discuss as well. If I tried doing some apps that are like book club and buddy read apps and things like that, but it was very confusing. So if you'd like me to try something like that again, let me know. I'm willing to do whatever. And then the last book that I chose as like a priority for January, and will probably be my next book, is Between Two Kingdoms by Suleika Hudad. I think that's how you say your name. This is a nonfiction, and I have been, since I heard that this book existed, I have been wanting to read it. It's been sitting over there. It's from the library, and then I got on this whole, like, Remnant Chronicles thing. But this is, the gist I'm getting is our author. She became a war correspondent and then got cancer, had to come home, and was 3 years in the hospital, life totally uprooted, derailed by cancer. And then she gets out, and then she doesn't know what to do, so she decides kind of to make her own story. She gets in a van and travels around the U.S. Does that sound like a book I would like? Oh yes, it does, because I know what it's like to have your life derailed by your body. And also, I love books about traveling, nomads, my words. Blue Highways by William Lease Moon was a favorite of mine this year, so totally looking forward to that. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you're gonna be reading in January in the comments down below, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for, what is this? Is this day 11? This is day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas, so tomorrow is the last day. Day 12. Oh my word. Wow. How about that? We made it. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day, gorgeous.